This is The Gorge. It's a podcast where my friend Sarah and I gorge ourselves on what's happening in the world of video games and entertainment.
The Gorge is brought to you by Patreon. That's patreon.com/thegorge, where for just $5 a month you gain access, not one, but two entire podcasts. $5 gets you Takeout, a monthly commentary track where Ben and I decide we just don't feel like playing something, so we're going to watch something and talk over it instead. And $2 gives you Praetorian Pals, a series where Ben, Saturn, Oates, and myself sit down and play ostensibly the main story, the MSQ roulette of Final Fantasy XIV, and talk over it. But usually we just end up kind of playing Final Fantasy XIV. It's fine. Look, we already immediately lost the thread of that one. Don't worry about it.
Mm-hmm. Our first episode of Praetorian Pals was not Praetorium.
Well, no, but it was still the MSQ roulette, and from there it's only gotten worse. I don't know if we've ever actually gotten Praetorium in Praetorian Pals yet.
I think we did once.
Okay, well, we tried.
Mm-hmm.
It also gets the entire catalog of our Fate Stay Night / Fate Grand Order podcast. That's hell you're walking into. Yeah, you can get all of that and even more at patreon.com/thegorge.
Hell yeah. And we'll also might be bringing back Praetorian Pals in the future for a little bit.
Do you mean the other one?
Or not Praetorian, that's how you're walking into.
Yeah, we may very well bring back That's How You're Walking Into when I finally read Mihoyo / start Tsukihime / we might make That's Rokenjima You're Walking Into. I don't know, because I've been reading Umineko. You're about to hear about it. It's fine.
Yeah.
There's a lot. Folks, visual novels, there's a lot of them. And one of them is even longer than most. So I guess we're just going to launch into talking about what we've been doing. Because the answer is I've been reading Umineko. I feel like that's been the answer every time for the last month. Yeah. In my defense, Umineko is extremely long. So, I have no choice but to be like, well, Sarah, what did you do? Well, I read Umineko. That's it. That's kind of... If I want to finish Umineko in my human lifetime, then I kind of have to. You
kind of have to grit your teeth and just
like let it eat my life. Exactly.
Yeah.
I enjoy it thoroughly. I finished part 1 finally. I finished the question arc.
Hey, congrats.
Thank you. Again, it took quite a long time. I know that everybody says yes, episode 4 is longer than episode 1 by a large margin. However, episode 4 is interesting and episode 1 is boring. So it flew by, even though episode 4 has the slowest start of pretty much any of the chapters, and that's including episode 1. Because it takes forever to get going. But once it gets going, it won't stop. It rules.
Right.
So I enjoyed it very, very much. There was one part where I got so angry at it that I basically had to ask for a mild spoiler in our Umineko discussion. Not like a real spoiler, but I was so mad about a thing that happened that I was like, does this ever happen? Does something of this nature ever happen again? And everybody was like, well, we're not going to tell you. And I was like, no, you have to tell me or I'm going to stop reading this visual novel right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been in that situation where I'm like, this shit needs to resolve itself or I'm done.
Or I'm done. Yeah, sorry, I don't like being put through the emotional meat grinder to such an extent over and over again. So I was like, somebody needs to give me the most mild of spoilers to assure me that this is not happening, or I'm not finishing Umineko. Sorry.
You have to grab someone by the shoulders and be like, listen, one word, yes or no. Does this shit happen again?
That's it. And the answer is no. So I'm like,
good.
Okay. So I will keep reading it. It ends on a nice cliffhanger. There's still lots of questions unanswered. That's why the next part is called the Answers arc on Steam. Imagine that.
Wait. There's arcs?
Oh, yeah. Well, Peanut. Of course you'd start barking as soon as we start recording. I'm so tired of this dog. So it's split into two there's 8 chapters or 8 episodes, and each of those have like chapters inside of them. So there's 8 episodes. The first 4 episodes are classified on Steam as the questions arc, and then the subsequent 4 episodes are labeled on Steam as the answers arc. So you have to buy both.
I see. Okay.
So if you don't buy the parts of Umineko on Steam sale, it can get kind of expensive because they're $30 a piece.
Oh boy. Okay.
So I'm really glad that Zelda is coming out. So I can play Zelda and wait for part 2 of Umineko to go on sale. Yeah, it's on my Steam wish list. So if anybody wants to buy it for me, I'm Radio Inactivity on Steam. But yeah, no, I'm really happy Zelda is coming out to buy me some time to like, also just to like think about everything that I really am probably going to have to go and do a reread before I actually start part 2. I know most people, I know that like the part of Umineko that everybody says to do a reread through is like once you finish, I think episode 6 is generally when everybody says go skim through the first 6 chapters to kind of, because like I think we've talked about this before, but just as like to sum it up again, Umineko is a murder mystery where you're trying to prove that a witch didn't, and this is like the most baby dog shit explanation. You're trying to prove that a witch didn't do it. So all of these like insane, impossible murders do ostensibly have solutions that can be like explained by human beings. And they all have human culprits, right?
Right.
So the deal is that like, you know, you go back, you reread those first chapters and try to see like what you might have missed because the first time around you were so busy trying to kind of absorb the plot. Right. That you're not thinking of like solving the mystery, right? So it's not like Phoenix Wright where like you can't progress the plot unless you solve the mystery. Like the story, there are no dialogue options in Umineko. There's nothing. It's literally just reading for several hundred hours. So like even if you don't get it, the plot will still continue to chug along, which I suppose is nice if you're really stupid like me. But I would like to make a more concerted effort, yes.
And that's always the reason why I don't like people who consider Phoenix Wright to be a visual novel.
Yeah.
Because it's not.
It's an adventure game.
You can make choices.
Right. It's an adventure game, like way more so than a visual novel. Like, I say that, but like, Fate Stay Night, you make choices, and that's a visual novel. It can't be anything but a visual novel.
Yeah,
right?
But all your choices in Fate Stay Night are dialogue options.
Yeah,
like, Phoenix Wright has a whole investigation and trial system where you have to work out the mystery.
Right, that's true. But this is a lot of words to say that I still.
A lot of words about Umineko.
What you mean? This visual novel that's as long as 2 War and Pieces stapled together is extremely long, and you have a lot to say about it. Yeah, imagine that. It is. It's packed to the teeth with like stuff I can't even really talk about because it's just like without any context, it makes no sense. And giving context or like huge spoilers in the event that anybody out there is listening to my ramblings about this visual novel and want to watch it or read it, right? So I can't like in good conscience say anything more. But I enjoy it thoroughly, and I'm looking forward to part 2. I'm also looking forward to kind of taking a break between part 1 and part 2. Umineko is like very emotionally painful often. Again, Ryukishi was a social worker before he wrote visual novels for a living, so he's got a lot to say about how people treat their children and what that does to somebody when you mistreat your children, you know? So there's a lot going on there. And I'm looking forward to being done with it someday in my natural lifetime, maybe.
The thing is, everyone talks about how massive Umineko is, and the thing that I keep thinking about is, it's huge, and it's a huge undertaking to read. Imagine how it was to write.
Oh, I honestly can't. And the crazy fucking thing is, apparently he put these episodes out twice a year.
That's insane.
Yeah, no.
He would have had to have like a Fox and Spaced It, where he just fucking went at it for 16 hours a day.
I don't know how he did it, but because there are 2 comiquettes a year, he was literally putting out, because he would sell them at Comiket, right?
Right.
So like there are 2 comiquettes a year, so you gotta put out all of this fucking shit over the course of, and the thing is, comiquettes are not spaced out like 6 months apart. It's like there's a comiquette that's like 8 months, like there's 8 months between a comiquette, and then there's 4 months between that comiquette and the next comiquette, right?
That's even more insane to me.
That's even more insane, exactly. So like, yeah, my man was just like, probably on more cocaine than Stephen King. I know there isn't cocaine in Japan, so like Adderall, maybe just like a shit ton of Adderall, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the only way I can possibly think he got it done. Otherwise, I have no idea.
Yeah.
So yeah, good for him. It's good. I don't understand how you can write this thing and like do like not only come up with the magical mystery part, right? Like the magical murder part, but also like be able to say, no, all of these magic murders have like explainable human solutions, right?
Right. And that's always the thing I think about with like Phoenix Wright as well. Where it's like,
right,
you had to come up with 3 solutions to this murder.
Yeah, absolutely. Because Phoenix Wright, like especially later game cases usually have a red herring, right? Like some like you go after this theory and it turns out it's wrong, but like that theory sounded right for a really long time. So you do have to kind of come up with 3 different answers to this case. And like, to me, that's crazy. I'm not that smart.
No,
I don't know how people do it. I don't know how people write mystery novels, because like I feel like if I ever wrote one, it would be super obvious from the word go. Right. So I don't know. But yeah, it's been an enjoyable time. I'm looking forward to taking about a month-long break from it, though.
Understandable.
To play Zelda and go on vacation. So,
totally understandable.
So what about you, Ben? Because that's, like everything else has been like Final Fantasy 14 and fake random.
Yeah.
So,
Well, guess what?
What?
I've also been only doing one thing lately.
Oh, that's right. Huh. So, hey, Ben, how you like Metal Gear Solid?
First, I do have one other thing that I didn't do besides that. I watched the first 2 episodes of Unicorn Warriors Eternal.
Oh, yeah. How you like it?
Which is the new Gennady Tartakovsky joint. There is only one thing that Gennady Tartakovsky cannot do.
What's that?
And that is miss.
He don't miss!
He can't. It's not in his nature to miss.
I implore you to miss once, Mr. Tartakovsky.
He can't. It's not in his blood. He just can't do it.
Awesome. Great.
That man could try as hard as he wants to miss, and he just can't do it.
He's eternally cursed to always make a hit. Good for him.
It's so fucking cool.
So what is it about? I haven't watched the trailers.
So Unicorn Warriors Eternal is about a group of 3 ancient warriors, and they are broken up into your standard classes. Like you have the knight who has a sword, you have the mage she's like a dark mage, like she has like black magic energy, and then you have the monk who is like the smart one who is has like glowing eyes and like mental peer into the spirit realm type things.
Sure.
And in order to keep evil at bay, they have decided that they will be reincarnated every generation.
Okay.
And that they will possess the bodies of 3 individuals in that time period and continue where they left off.
Right.
And so like there's this great opening montage of them going through generations. Like they pick up a Norse Viking warrior. Right. They pick up a Native American tracker. Mm-hmm. They pick up a Joan of Arc pastiche. And it's just like, it's like trailing them as they recruit new people, basically, and like reincarnate. Sure. So this latest generation, it's in like 1890s or so. The latest generation started early.
Okay.
So they're not. So the focus is mostly on Melinda, who is the Dark Mage, and her incarnation this time is a woman named Emma. Who gets, so they have a robot that is responsible for giving them their powers when the time comes.
Okay.
So a robot bursts into this poor girl's wedding day, storms down the aisle, and shoots her with a beam that turns her into a witch.
Okay. Now I see. I understand. So she's not having a good time.
She's not having a good time because usually what happens is what's supposed to happen is the warriors, when they're reincarnated, they remember everything. Mm-hmm. They remember who they are as the warriors and who their new host body was.
Right.
But because it's starting early, the monk and the witch don't remember anything.
Okay.
And the monk is in the body of a 12-year-old boy who's easily distracted and now has access to the great cosmic like energy source.
Okay.
So he's constantly floating off because he's seeing like weird ethereal horses.
Okay. Awesome.
And Melinda doesn't remember who Melinda is, and she also doesn't remember who Emma is.
Oh.
So she doesn't remember herself, like the original self, or her host body.
Okay. Cool. Interesting.
And that's where it leaves off, is that they finally, the three of them are reunited, and there are hints at the encroaching evil that's coming.
Okay.
But the first two episodes are just like slow-paced introduction, getting to know the gist of what's going on and who these characters are and what the premise of the show is going to be.
Yeah, setting up the premise, establishing the characters, etc., etc. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Okay.
Gennady Tartakovsky has chosen to do a sort of Fleischer Studios / Astro Boy.
Yeah, I saw that.
Design.
I did see that.
Everyone's got pie eyes. Melinda / Emma looks like Betty Boop.
Right.
Like she just like that's just exactly her
that's
design.
literally what they're pulling from. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Like right down to the fact that like her lips are so low set on her face that she almost doesn't have a chin. You know?
Yeah, like the Betty Boop look. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But it's so, once again, like he's just like his grasp of like animation and choreography are incredible.
Sure. Yeah.
Once again, I don't think there's any other creator out there who could make a cartoon for children in which you have several minutes of a character walking to a location without saying a word.
Sure, yeah, of course. That's like his whole thing, is he can get away with something like that. Yeah. Yeah,
there's no other creator that can pull that off.
No, there's nobody else in like Western animation who really has the clout to be allowed to do that, mind you.
To be like, no, we're just going to see some cool environmental things for a little while.
Sure. Yeah, my man watched the Ralph Bakshi version of Lord of the Rings, and it changed him forever. But he was like, what if I did that? But with, like, good pacing instead. And it's like, yes, thank you. Somebody understands.
And this is apparently a project he's been trying to get off the ground for 20 years.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Like, this specific
that's
premise.
Awesome.
So, yeah, I hope it doesn't get canceled like Symbionic Titan did.
Yeah, same. Is it on Cartoon Network or is it on Adult Swim?
It is on Adult Swim, which it could be on it could be on Cartoon Network easily. Like
sure.
I think it's on Adult Swim because they give him more rope.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. Is they don't have much money, but they do. But they probably won't cancel him abruptly. Hopefully,
yeah. Like besides like maybe 2 jokes and like a handful of scenes, they could have put the last season of Samurai Jack on Cartoon Network.
Sure.
Like, it was just, ooh, there's blood, and at one point a character says someone's head looks like a penis.
Oh, yeah.
Then that's literally
otherwise
the
it all
only
could have
thing.
just gotten in. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. But yeah, I think this is more, it's done a little more out of convenience than like a need for like
absolutely.
the rating. But who knows, maybe that can change. Maybe that'll change. Maybe like, in the next episode, Melinda will just be like, what the fuck is happening to me?
Yeah, please.
Maybe. But no, I would highly recommend anyone check that out. If you are a fan of Gennady Tartakovsky's work at all, like, obviously, like I said, the man doesn't miss. He always knocks out of the park. He's really mad he didn't get to do Popeye.
Yeah.
Looking at all these designs, he's so mad he didn't get to do Popeye.
He's so mad he didn't get to do Popeye. Yeah. That's a grudge he's going to carry to, like, his grave.
Just like how Nomura's really mad he didn't get to do Versus 13. Like, Tartakovsky's really fucking mad he didn't get to do Popeye.
Yeah.
But yeah, I also have been playing the Metal Gear Solid franchise.
Hey!
I have finished Metal Gear Solid 1, which you know because you were there for it.
I was there.
I've started MGS 2.
I was also there for that, except for the most important part, which I'm so mad about. I literally 20 seconds before the big reveal, I was like, I gotta go let my dogs out. And so I missed it. I was like, man.
Did you go back and watch the clip at least?
No, I need to. I hadn't had a chance yet. Man, okay.
So, I've only played, I've experienced very little of Metal Gear Solid directly. I played a little bit of the first one, and I did the torture sequence for my friend Dave because he couldn't button mash as well as I could.
Sure.
And that's really about it as far as hands-on. I watched an LP of 5 and an LP of Revengeance. But that's about it.
That's about it.
So I didn't know anything about Metal Gear Solid 1.
Yeah, no, there's actually a really fun part in the VOD of the first Metal Gear Solid episode, like the first Metal Gear Solid stream, where I asked Ben, like, hey, tell me everything you know, even secondhand, about Metal Gear Solid. And that's a really fun one just to, like, go and listen to and see how much it, like, correlates to how Metal Gear Solid actually is. You know? So, yeah, it's good, yeah.
Yeah. I wish I had played it on easy, and I probably would have had a much smoother time if I didn't have Stream Brain going through it.
Sure.
But I think MGS1 is a great video game.
No, it's a great game, absolutely.
It's a lot smaller than I thought it was.
MGS1 is a much smaller map than you realize, and if it wasn't for, like, some super obvious padding throughout the game, there's just some, like, really notable sequences in Metal Gear Solid 1 that are just, like, padding to stretch the game length out, because somewhere along the lines it was like, oh fuck, we're gonna charge people this game full price and they could probably beat it in 4.5 hours. Oh fuck.
Yeah,
so they had to find some way. Yeah, they had to find some way to stretch it out.
But no, I think it obviously is a game that invented the stealth genre, basically, or redefined it. I guess Metal Gear 1 and 2 were stealth games.
Yes, technically,
in a manner speaking.
Yeah, they were. I mean, they basically did the same thing where you go from, like, little room sections to room sections and avoid being seen by guards. So yeah.
But this is the first one to, like, really kind of bring the genre to a new light, and you can tell because there's a lot of things that are kind of ubiquitous for stealth games that just don't exist.
No,
in this. Like crouching.
There's no crouching because
you can crouch, but you crawl on your belly to go, like, under tables and stuff. Mm-hmm. You don't crouch down to enter stealth mode. You know, like you expect from any other more modern stealth game.
Sure, but, like, the thing there is that, like, you're just expected to always be in stealth mode, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's no need to differentiate between normal mode and stealth mode because, like, it's a stealth video game. You should only be in stealth mode.
Yeah, exactly. But it just like those recurrent muscle memory.
Yeah.
Of like, there's guards. I need to press the button that makes it harder for them to see me.
Right.
But no, I think obviously it's an incredibly well written game. Hideo Kojima has many feelings about nukes. Shocker.
Yeah. Shocker that a guy from Japan has opinions about nukes. Yeah, no, it's really funny to go back and watch it and just be like, because like Kojima is the definition of, I know writers who use subtlety and they're all cowards. Right? Like, my man just puts it all out there in the open without hesitation. He's like, no, this is what Metal Gear Solid is. Every
time you kill a boss, they give you a 10-minute monologue about how war sucks.
That's right. How much war sucks. Now, aren't you having fun playing this war video game? It's like, yeah, but that's also the fun. That's also the thing about Kojima games.
Yeah. Like, yeah, war sucks, but also jetpacks are cool.
Jetpacks and fighter jets and machine guns are all cool.
Yeah, it actually is. They do look really cool. Look at this Metal Gear. It looks really cool.
Yeah, the thing is, now blow it up. Yeah, but fight liquid on top of it. It kicks ass.
It really is that the whole the dichotomy of like, yes, the monarchy is bad, but boy, do I love it when the chosen king returns to reclaim his throne.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
Like, I gotta give credit to that. That is a cool thing to do.
It's a cool thing to do. Is like, you know, do cool stealth sneaking and killing guys and being sneaky. Like, yeah. It's good. The thing is, like, rewatching you play, because, like, I haven't played Metal Gear Solid 1 in 13 years, because the last time I played Metal Gear Solid 1 was right before Metal Gear Solid 4 came out, so I could be like, I'm gonna know everything's going on. Right. So, yeah, I haven't played Metal Gear Solid 1 since then, so I was also completely useless to you. I apologize. There are many times later on where Mongus is going, well, why didn't you tell him to do so-and-so? I'm like, bro, I didn't know.
Remember?
There are people in, like, Twitch chat who are like, well, you know he can do this, right? And I'm like, no, I don't know. I have no idea.
By the way, for everyone listening to this, my policy for Twitch chat is don't tell me if something cool is coming up, but tell me if I'm about to miss something.
Yes.
Like that's how you gotta you can't be like, oh, I can't wait for Ben to get to here. You gotta be like, hey, you're gonna walk past this thing, turn around and go do it.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
But no, I don't think it being cool diminishes Kojima's statement.
No, not at all. No, totally.
Like it's because he's not a hack fraud like David Cage is. You know,
somehow, miraculously, despite all the weird shit that's in Metal Gear Solid 1, like Sniper Wolf having her titties out and all the shots of the ways you can get Meryl without her pants on, you know, somehow, even with all of that, I would not qualify Hideo Kojima as a hack fraud. He's frankly too prescient for me to call him a hack fraud. It's infuriating, actually.
I think the difference between them is that when Kojima is like, you can catch Meryl with her pants off, he's like,
yeah, he's not like a complete. It is funny how, like, I mean, there's that bit, really the one part that's like slimy is the stuff in Metal Gear Solid 5, but Metal Gear Solid 5 sucks, so, you know, that makes sense. He does, unlike Genndy Tartakovsky, Kojima does miss occasionally. Very rarely.
Right.
But he does miss.
Oh, real quick. I want to tie these two things together in, because speaking of Genndy Tartakovsky and Hideo Kojima both doing things because they think it's sexy, you bet your ass that there's absolutely a woman in the old frumpy Victorian dress, and she just has her ass swaying back and forth as she walks down a path.
Tartakovsky, no!
the man can't help himself.
He knows what he's about, you know? I mean, at least you know what, folks? We could all hope to know ourselves as well as Gendy Tartakovsky and Hideo Kojima know each other, right? We could all just know ourselves and be that honest about it. It'd probably be a happier person. Mm-hmm. Oh, God. Well, yeah, no. So, but I would not call Kojima a hack fraud. I think he's he knows what he's about, and he has the things he says are painfully earnest at times, right?
Yeah. It's the Yoko Taro approach, where it's well, why does she have her ass out? Because I wanted it.
I wanted the ass to be out. I wanted 2B to have a big fat ass and for it to be out. Also, I have a lot of things to say about humanity and how it affects all of us and how we express our humanity. But 2B has her ass out. And?
Yeah, and?
That's correct. Part of being human is having a big fat ass.
You want something fun to look at while you're thinking about your own existence, don't you?
Right? It's great.
Yeah. I don't think it diminishes his message. And I don't you think of Spec Ops: The Line, right?
Sure.
Where it's you're an asshole, you're a monster, you're the bad guy here,
right?
You know, where it's okay, and you're also a hack fraud for doing this. You still need to make an enjoyable video game experience.
Right, yeah, exactly. And Metal Gear Solid is still a really good video game to play.
Yeah. I don't have the wherewithal to make a whole video essay about the dichotomy of being able to have fun and appreciate things that are cool and what the underlying message of, this is cool, but also it's really fucked up to think about.
Sure.
And if it's intentional or not, or to what degree that's his statement. But I'm liking Metal Gear Solid 2 a lot more than 1.
Yeah. The funny thing about Metal Gear Solid 2 is that, everything that we kind of think of as quintessentially Metal Gear Solid is from 2.
Yeah.
Right? Pretty much everything we think of, at what we know as Metal Gear Solid is really from 2. Codec Conversations, the most important thing, but those are from 1. Mm-hmm. But the presentation of the inventory and even the little those small kind of changes.
The number of detail flexes.
Yeah, exactly.
That kind of became Metal Gear Solid's bread and butter. It's oh, did you know that if you go here, you can do this and you can see this?
Yeah, it's definitely everything that's in Metal Gear Solid 1, just really amplified in 2, and when it becomes not just a hardware limitation, but kind of a stylistic decision.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. And then all the little things you said, melting glass and being able to see idle posters and tons of little sneaky Easter eggs, stuff like that, you know?
Yeah. Little things the way that way people react to your surroundings and ways that you wouldn't expect a stealth game to do.
Sure.
If you the one that kept getting me is if you trank someone while they're in mid radio,
yeah,
you'll go on alert because the guy will be hey, respond. What's going on?
Yeah, you were just in the middle of saying something. Why aren't you saying anything now? Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. All those little things that weren't in Metal Gear Solid 1 are now that's what the franchise became known for.
Right.
But yeah, no, I got to play as Raiden in MGS2. I'm making some pretty decent progress. I'll be done with that by the end of the week. Probably get to start MGS3.
Yay!
By the end of the week. I'm very excited to do that because I heard 3 is the good one.
3 is the best one, hands down.
Yeah.
Without question, it's the best one in the series, just in terms of everything coming together mechanically and story-wise and stealth-wise. There's just so many different approaches to do things as a stealth game. You have so many options at your disposal. Yeah, it owns. It's a great game. And then 4 is complicated again.
Yeah.
4 is complicated. You'll see when you get there.
The Discord and Twitch chat seemed particularly relieved that I was not stopping on 4.
You're not. Yeah, no. You're stopping on Revengeance, which is good, which is a very high note to end on. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then I'll probably at some point stream Peace Walker and 5.
Sure.
Just round it all out.
Sure, but I mean, like, in terms of doing, like, a Metal Gear Solid thing, like,
yeah.
I think doing 4 and then finishing up with Revengeance so you get more closure on Raiden, because, like, Raiden is in 4, but...
yeah.
So you get Revengeance instead, and it's like, yay! This is way better! This is a much better way to treat my boy!
And then, once that's concluded... Mm-hmm. I really, really want to do Police Knots.
Yes, we have to stream Police Knots. I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, you and I have been talking about doing Police Knots for a while now.
I know. We keep trying and failing.
But I think if we can ride this momentum after 5 to, like, do Police Knots.
Yeah, I would, because Police Knots is so, like... Police Knots and Snatcher are both... I would really like to do Snatcher as well, honestly.
Yeah, I would like to do both of them back-to-back.
Yeah, because, like... They're both, like, they get referenced in Metal Gear Solid a lot. Meryl is basically a character from, I think she's from Snatcher. She's either from Snatcher or Police Knots, one or the other. Like, her whole thing is lifted, like, whole cloth from one of the earlier Kojima games. And yeah, no, it's definitely something I would like to do, just to kind of, like, understand where Kojima's brain is. Especially because I was, like, recently rewatching or listening to the Tim Rogers review of Tokimeki Memorial, and he talks pretty extensively about Police Knots and Snatcher in there. So yeah, I'd like to finally experience that for myself and actually know what's going on in that beast of a games.
Right. But yeah, that's about it. That's really because like Tears of the Kingdom is coming out in a week, so I don't want to start anything in my free time.
No, that's the problem. Is I can't really start anything new because it will be immediately obliterated by Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah.
Oops.
And yeah, I mean, like, yeah, I did a little bit of 14. I did a little bit of Fallout 4.
Sure.
I've been doing a lot of grinding in Xenoverse, but that's just like more of the same over and over again.
Sure, of course.
But yeah, that's about it. Do you have anything else that you've done?
Nope, I'm good.
Okay, well, unlike us, a lot of crazy shit has been happening.
No, alright, hit me.
The UK blocks the Microsoft Activision Blizzard deal.
Yay! They're so mad. If you've read their press statement about this,
yeah,
they're so mad.
It's the most coping possible.
I mean, like, extreme, like, for real, old-fashioned 4chan butthurt. Yeah. Like, the most ass-mad anybody has ever been in an official press release. It's incredible.
It's absolutely, the crying Wojak with the smug face mask.
yeah, exactly.
Like, it's never been more applicable than this right here. The pinkest Wojaks you've ever seen going on at Microsoft.
It's just, you've never seen so many people so angry.
And it was over the funniest reason possible.
What was it exactly again?
It was because it would ruin the market of cloud gaming.
Amazing. So funny. Although I will say, one of the funniest statements from, like, the UK part of, like, not going ahead with it is they literally call Microsoft's bluff on running that thing we were laughing our asses off about a few weeks ago. They literally called Microsoft's bluff about getting Call of Duty to run on a Switch. They were just like, no, there's literally, like, they said that, like, I don't have the exact language in front of me, but they basically said that at no point has Activision Blizzard or Microsoft shown any, like, capability to have Call of Duty running in the exact same fidelity as the same game on the Nintendo Switch as what is on the PlayStation and Xbox, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like they basically just flat out said, "You're lying. Like you are full of shit. There's no way that's not happening. No, y'all are full of shit." Amazing, so funny to just see like a government agency just say like, "No, you're lying to me."
It's like a fucking cartoon. It's like
rules.
It's like I can see like the old Looney Tunes cartoon of like a dude in like a British like judge like in the powdered wig and everything, and he's looking over a contract with like little tiny frame glasses.
Yeah,
you know, and he's like looking over everything, and it's like covered in like big warning signs all over. You know, like Bobby Kotick is a sexual predator, and like they're drinking breast milk out of the fridge, like all this stuff, and he's like, "Wait a minute!" And like in the tiniest, like microscopic fine print, it says, "Might potentially sabotage cloud gaming sales." And he's like, "Well, this is unacceptable.
I can't allow this to go through." It's just amazing. No, it's so funny. Like the funniest hair to split over this.
Mm-hmm.
But it rules because if it getting denied in the UK is like the first step to other like countries being like, "Nah, ain't happening, not happening, chief." Very funny. 10 out of 10. I hate it in my blood. I hate giving it to the UK. Under no circumstances should you hand it to the UK. We just saw their tacky, shitty coronation over the weekend. So, like, you should never, ever hand it to the UK. We hate them here on the Gorge. But this was good. This was funny. So
I mean,
just
you can also give it up to the Stadia's dying gasp.
Being like, with my last breath, I curse Microsoft.
Like it's the fucking anime thing of like he threw his last attack at the bad guy and like then died. Yeah. And, like you didn't think it did damage until like 15 episodes later, and the villain's like, What's this mark on my arm?
No.
And the rest of the heroes are like, there's his weakness, get him! and then you see Stadia like doing the salute in the sky.
Yeah, the Goku salute. Just there in the clouds.
It literally fucking is just like Joseph Joestar giving his spirit ascending into heaven, telling Jotaro what Dio's weakness is.
Yeah, it rules.
Now I want to fucking see like it's the fucking end of Stardust Crusaders, but it's like instead of like Kakyo and Iggy Polar or Abdo, we did it. It's like Stadia, Kingdom Hearts, Resident Evil, Cloud Gaming. We did it.
Oh my god. Oh god.
Amazing.
So funny. The funniest possible way to tell Microsoft to fuck off. So
yeah,
just this one time we gotta give it to them.
The sheer amount of seething that Microsoft is doing over this.
Cope and seethe is the only way to describe it.
Mauled L+ ratio.
Plus you get no bitches. Plus you get no paper. Yeah.
You literally get no paper.
Yeah.
plus you get no Overwatch. Plus you get no Diablo.
And it's just stacking up like the multipliers in Ultra Kill.
Yeah.
Oh god.
And the fact they're still rolling with their like, come on, we're just little guys. Come on, it's our birthday.
It's our birthday. You gotta let us merge. You gotta let us merge, or we're gonna cry and shit and piss.
Come on, we need this. We can't compete with Sony. They're so good.
Yeah, and it's like Sony's meanwhile is like literally in a corner shitting themselves to death, right? And the judge is just like, you can't compete with that.
It's like Sony's like, we're not doing good. What the fuck are you talking about?
The fuck are you talking about? Like they're only putting out. They have no fucking console exclusives At all. What are you talking about? Microsoft has more.
Like, what do you fucking mean we're doing good? We're not doing good. Don't pin this on us.
They're actively on fire right now. Like, come on, guys, no. Everybody's doing bad except for Nintendo, who's just like mind their own business.
Yeah, it's like meanwhile Nintendo is like staring at the ceiling, like things are good.
It's been a good Nintendo's just like it's been a good day while everybody else is just shitting themselves in the background.
It just cuts to Nintendo and he's got like a Link amiibo in his Zelda. He's like do 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 do. It's like save you, princess. Like,
I can't wait for Tears of the Kingdom! Yay!
Just happily marking days off their calendar, like well, there's flames around them.
Yeah, the whole building is on fire. Otherwise, they're just minding their business. It's fine. This is fine.
Yeah.
All right, next.
Speaking of things that are totally fine.
Oh no! Magic the
Gathering publisher hires Pinkerton to seize leaked cards from YouTuber's house.
My God!
What?
From a YouTuber who got them from Hasbro. This is important.
The Hasbro fucked up and sent the wrong box.
Yeah.
To the YouTuber who didn't know he got the wrong box,
and he was just like, "I'm gonna make some content."
And thought he got the box they were supposed to send so that he could do his YouTube reviews.
Amazing.
You know, like most of these popular reviewers do when they get like codes and stuff.
Yeah, that's like his whole job is to basically get boxes of shit from Hasbro and then make a video about it, right? Yeah. Like, it's stunning to me.
There's literally no way he could have known that he got the wrong thing.
Right, exactly. So he just went along with it.
It's a preview. It's a promo. It's not out yet.
And he's literally his whole thing is that. It's stunning to me.
Yeah. And for one thing, I mean, there's a huge list of things here. For one thing, you probably could have just said, "Oops, can you take that video down?"
Yeah.
And not, and sign this NDA so that you don't talk about our stuff. Right. And then maybe can you send it back so that our stuff isn't out there in the public and can get leaked, or distributed somehow.
What you do not do are send notable union-busting thugs and, literally the worst possible people to work for, barring, I suppose, Blackwater, the Pinkertons to come knock on somebody's door. Are you insane?
For one thing, another thing, why do you have the Pinkertons' phone number?
Why are you even, why is your first instinct to call the Pinkertons?
And then,
what?
I'm going to look at the U.S. government and say, hey, why do the Pinkertons have a phone number?
The U.S. government loves the Pinkertons, Ben. Come on. The U.S. government thinks the Pinkertons are very, very cool. They have actively employed the Pinkertons before in the past. The Pinkertons are directly responsible for one of the worst, union massacres in the United States, history.
The shocking thing to me, I think a lot of people, but to me also, was, you mean the Pinkertons still exist in a large enough force that can do this?
Oh no, they still very much exist. No, they have always been around.
I figured at this point the Pinkertons were 3 guys in an office in Delaware.
No, they have a Twitter account that does a pride banner every June. They're that degree of corporate sickos. You know what I mean? So no.
Oh boy, I don't.
No, they're still extremely around. It's fucked up.
The rainbow Pinkerton logo.
Yes.
Is probably the most ghoulish representation of liberalism that I can conceive of.
Correct. I don't think it gets worse, except for, yet again, BlackRock or Blackwater. Excuse me. BlackRock and Blackwater are 2 different things that are both awful. But Blackwater doing a Pride banner might be worse. But the Pinkertons are pretty high up there.
It's a really, really bad look, is what I'm saying.
It's extremely bad.
So, and just to make it clear, again, that you sent the Pinkertons to this guy's house. Here's a quote from the video, or from the article. In a video explainer published April 22nd, Cannon claims the agents threatened jail time, huge fines, and other repercussions if they didn't relinquish the, quote, stolen product, which reportedly upset his wife to the point of tears.
Yeah, it's not stolen, guys. You sent it to him. Like, you put it in a box and mailed it to him. I'm sorry you made a mistake, but that doesn't mean he stole it. Like, it's stunning. And it's just how easily they can just kind of throw their dicks around and send these, like, jackbooted thugs to come to and knock on some fucking YouTuber's door. Like, what the fuck is he gonna do? You can't just make a phone call?
Yeah, you can't just be like, oops.
Hey,
take it down and send it back. Can
you please take this down and send us back those cards? And if not, the very least you do is you DCMA the fucking, or DMCA the fucking video, right? Like, which also sucks, mind you. I'm not fucking defending DMCAs, but like, there are several orders of magnitude removed from DMCAs and the Pinkertons.
Yeah, that the DMCAing, like emergency DMCAing a video that exposes confidential stuff about your product is a pretty reasonable response, and not sending actual goons to someone's house.
You sent literal cartoon thugs to a YouTuber's house because you sent him baby playing cards.
Yeah.
On mistake. You made a mistake to send somebody, basically like a children's card game, as they like to say. And so you sent jackbooted thugs to somebody's home. It's to be like, we're going to send you to jail for this. For our mistake.
Like, what's going to happen when MGO gets a prototype Optimus Prime from Hasbro at some point?
Yeah, are they just going to send like trained snipers to blow his head off live on stream?
Right? Like, where does it end from here? Like, what is your limit? Like, are you going to get someone deported because they got a bumblebee they shouldn't have?
Probably, yes.
Quote, Wizards of the Coast responded to Polygon and IO9, the former confirming the company did hire the Pinkerton agents in order to investigate, quote, the unauthorized distribution and disclosure of embargoed product. Again, you sent it to him.
You sent it to him. He didn't know.
This is your mistake.
Yeah.
The latter response claimed that under no circumstances would we instruct any employee or contracted agency to intimidate an individual, and Wizards, quote, strongly refutes, unquote, the events described in Cannon's videos. What do you think the Pinkertons do?
Like, it's not like you sent even if you, this is still a step too far, but if you sent, like, a lawyer to his front door and was like, hey, you need to give me these things back and take that video down, or there's going to be, like, where you're going to cause some financial harm to the Hasbro Corporation, that's not great, but again,
it's still better.
Removed from sending literal guys whose whole job is to, like, intimidate and beat people up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, you don't show up and threaten to break somebody's knees, basically, because they talked about your silly card game.
Right.
So, no.
Like, even if you had sent a Hasbro rep to collect the cards to, like, ensure that, like, they didn't get lost in the mail on the way back or anything.
Right.
That's still way more reasonable. Not great, but more reasonable.
Exactly. Like, there are so many other steps they should have taken before immediately launching to, we're gonna send the Pinkertons. Right?
It's fucking not like he was gonna be like, no, I'm keeping them.
Right.
Like, no. He's gonna be like, oh shit, because I have a working relationship with this company, I'm gonna do what they want me to do.
Literally, all you have to do if you want to strong arm somebody because you're afraid he's going to keep it is just say, "Hi, we sent you a box of cards by mistake. It appears you posted a YouTube video about it. If you would like to continue to have a working relationship with Wizards of the Coast, you will take the video down and send us our cards back. Thanks. Have a nice day." That's it. That's all you gotta do. You don't have to send the fucking stormtroopers to some guy's fucking house and be like, "Hey, we're here to intimidate you and your wife to give us back our children's card game." Like, there are so many steps between the video you don't want going up and sending the Pinkertons. So you have so many completely legal options that are not sending the literal fucking Pinkertons to somebody's home. So, Activision, no, sorry. The other ones, they're all the same. Activision and Hasbro are part of the same horrible hydra.
They are.
Hasbro, if you would like someone to tell you how to not harass YouTubers, my business email is freely available if you ask me for it on Twitter. So, you're welcome.
As a final note, because every time this organization comes up, I think about this. Booker DeWitt in BioShock Infinite was a Pinkerton, and this is in no way ever presented as a bad thing in the game.
Well, that's because BioShock Infinite is a video game, also written by hacks. Speaking of hacks and frauds in relation to Hideo Kojima, I
just like reminding people that they at no point presented Booker being a Pinkerton as a bad thing. Just something to think about if you think about saying BioShock Infinite was good.
Yeah.
Next. Sega America president responds to Aegis Union.
Oh no.
It's good. It's good. He's like, well, we didn't think they would do that, but now we got us, so okay. Well, okie dokie. I guess you're gonna unionize. That's fine.
I guess we have to leave. We have to recognize your union now.
It's that standard, like, well, I thought you guys liked us, but okay, I guess if no hard feelings.
They don't want to be dragged up.
Yes, that's correct.
Yes, that's right. They don't want to be dragged up in front of a Senate committee the way what's his fuck from Starbucks did. So it's like, no. We might play ball. Actually, we might just play ball with these guys instead. Thank you.
Yeah, they're just like, well, you're legally allowed to, so we can't stop you.
We really wish you wouldn't. And they're like, yeah, that's why we did it.
Yeah, they're just filing it. They're like filing it. It's like, yeah, I bet you do. Anyway,
I bet you're really pissed. Anywho's
the bees. How about them vacation hours?
Yeah, and a raise. Thank you very much.
Great name for your union, by the way. You guys are proud of that one.
They knocked that one out of the fucking park.
Allied Employees Guild improving Sega.
They really worked to make Aegis work. Yeah. Right? Like they worked backwards is what I'm saying. They're like, we really want to be called Aegis. And they're like, how do we make that work?
And not only is it a great, because, Aegis, shield, defensive, all that. They're like, sure. We fit them Sega letters in there because we knew you'd like that.
We got them Sega letters in there.
The logo being Sonic's fist surrounded by a gold ring.
I will say that, they're probably their first goal was to just make it Sega backwards. And they're like, no, that sounds stupid. We gotta find a different way to do it. And so they went with Aegis instead, right? Mm-hmm. They're like, what if we did Sega backwards as our union name? They're like, yeah, that's cool. And then someone's like, that sounds really dumb, actually.
Yeah.
Aegis?
Aegis?
No.
That's just Aegis.
That's just Aegis. Oh, it is just Aegis, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, don't work.
No, doesn't work, but...
Aegis sounds cool, though.
Good on them for, we're going to unionize, and then we unionized.
We did it. It was that easy.
Yeah.
It's like,
okay.
Simple. What? Okay.
Wait, they're like, wait, we won?
Just like that? Okay, sure.
Yeah. President Sega's like, yeah, you won. We're not. It never goes well for us. So okay.
Sega's trying desperately not to take too many L's lately. Like they've been doing pretty good vis-a-vis like Sonic and other releases. So they're just like, just keep your head down. Just roll with it. We can't keep taking L's. We can't keep doing it.
I'm just also imagining like the Sega president being like, wait, everyone's like happy that we agreed to this. You mean that works? What?
Oh my god.
What?
Yeah, it's actually that easy. Turns out it's actually that easy. You recognize your union and everyone's like, how nice.
Everyone's
it's
like,
literally that easy.
They're like, company, good, I buy your product now. And they're like, what?
Huh?
What?
It's literally, for everybody else out there, it's literally that easy.
The world at large likes unions, and if you support the unions, they like you.
They also they're like, oh, you're being reasonable. I guess we like you. It's that simple, guys. Next,
next, Marvel's Midnight Sun Switch version scrapped.
Oh,
wow. Game didn't do too great.
No, sorry.
Speaking of, you can't get Call of Duty to run on Switch, you can't get Marvel Suns to run on Switch.
No, you can't get Midnight Suns to run on Switch. You definitely can't get Call of Duty to run on Switch. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I own that game, and I have not touched it yet.
Oh, that's rough. That's rough, buddy.
I mean, it was one of those things where, like, I was not interested in all until they showed that Spider-Man is in it.
Oh, the world's easiest mark. You can't just admit to that, Ben. You can't just say that out loud on the podcast.
I'm sorry, but it also goes to show you just how bad Marvel's Avengers is, because they put Spider-Man in that, and I still was like, I don't care.
That's a good point, actually.
But no,
at that point, it was like, I don't care.
How blatant it was for Midnight Suns to be like, whatever, I don't care. Spider-Man's in it. Ooh, I'm looking now.
Monkey brain neuron activate.
Granted, his Midnight Sun suit does look like an AI generated it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna see if I can pull it up real quick, and you'll understand what I mean.
I'm looking forward to this because I generally kind of know when somebody tells me that now it looks like an AI generated. I'm like, oh, so it's like. It is somehow both generic and, like, not generic enough.
Like, it's not... Because the AI doesn't know context, it doesn't get what the actual detail is.
Right, like the important
what the specifics
parts.
Are. Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Like, it looks like this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I see what you mean.
Like how where like the blue and the red are supposed to be, like it's not correct.
Yeah, no, it definitely looks like an AI came up with it. All just looks like slightly out of place, shifted to the left.
It's got arbitrary like spikes jutting out.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, no, that's not. Yeah, no.
It's not correct. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. Next, the widely panned Zelda's Adventure has been demade for Game Boy. This one's already out, so we don't have to shut the fuck up about it. I'm getting ahead of that, right? I scanned the article. It's like, you can find it online. Okay, I can talk about it.
Cool. That's what you want.
That box has been opened. That genie's out.
It's not going away. Well, that's good.
So yeah, they made the CDI is infamous for Wand of Gamelon, Faces of Evil, right? There's another CDI game that no one really talks about, and I think they should. It is the one where they did live action FMVs for everything.
Oh my god!
Because you play a Zelda in that one, and it is they got a woman to wear a Zelda costume. And they went out to a forest somewhere, and they filmed some cutscenes of her like talking to other people in like period pieces.
Oh my god!
And all of the gameplay was also Mortal Kombat style, like we took this actor and digitized their animations and put them in the game. And it's been demade to look like Link's Awakening.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. It's one of those things where I'm like, I want to check this out. I want to play this.
That actually kind of sounds interesting. So I guess that means it doesn't have the FMV cutscenes anymore?
No, that's all. That's all. It all looks like Link's Awakening, like cutscenes. Like, you know, Link's Awakening will occasionally have like little snippets of stuff. Yeah. It's that instead.
That sounds kind of cute and fun. Yeah, I would actually maybe give that a shot. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I would check that out and, you know, give that a go. And it's like, yeah, there's a link in the article, like, here's where you can download the ROM.
Here's where you can download it.
Nintendo can't take it down anymore. It's out there.
Correct.
Also, I don't think Nintendo would care about this one now that I think about it. It's the CDI games.
Probably not.
But no, I think more people should look into Zelda's Adventure, because no one talks about it when they think about CDI Zelda, and I think it's even funnier than the cartoon ones.
Well, yeah, because it's basically like it has FMVs, but it's also got like rotoscoped gameplay. It's kind of like a like Prince of Persia. Interesting.
Kind of,
like
yeah.
OG Prince of Persia, yeah.
Let me see if I can just real quick show you a screenshot of what the original looks like, because it's a treat for the eyes.
Oh boy.
It is it looks like that.
Oh. So not Prince of Persia. I was imagining something good, and I should have definitely imagined something bad.
Here's a screenshot from one of the cutscenes.
Oh, girl, no. Oh, baby girl, sweet baby child. What have they done to you? What are you wearing?
They did not have anything.
They did not try enough. They should have tried a little harder, because she looks like a pilgrim.
She you know, we talked about Stranger Paradise. Like, she looks like a Renaissance actress.
That's correct.
Like, she doesn't look like she's wearing period clothing. She looks like she's wearing a Renaissance costume.
That's right.
Next, speaking of crazy shifts in culture and unions, the Writers Guild of America goes on strike. We back, baby!
We're back! Get ready for the worst TV you've ever seen in your life.
Remember last time when this killed Heroes and Lost?
No, it didn't. I don't think it affected Lost. I could be wrong.
No, I'm pretty sure it killed Lost.
Maybe it did.
It didn't kill Lost. It poisoned Lost. It killed Heroes.
Oh, it killed Heroes, 100%. Yeah. That's one I will absolutely go along with. Heroes. Are you ready for the Gen Z version of Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog? No, you're not. You should, in fact, wish you were dead at the very concept.
No, I don't want to think about that.
No, but it's gonna happen. Somebody's gonna make it.
We're gonna
try
get a bunch of
AI to make TV.
You know what people are saying? Like, you know, they're just gonna get AI to write their stuff. Do it. Fuck it. Someone jump in front of that bullet.
I think it would be very funny to watch somebody get shot by that bullet and just stagger around for 16 episodes, bleeding all over the place.
Let's see your AI TV show. Let's see how well that works out for you.
I would love to see that. I think that's very funny. So yeah, you should do it, fucker.
You're gonna get more eyes than any show in history on the first episode, and you are going to see an 85% drop in viewership for episode 2.
That's correct. Yeah. Tragically, go ahead.
And those 15% are going to be dickheads like us who watch it for content.
That's correct. Tragically, it looks like the only good Star Wars show that's ever been made in the last, 30 years is still proceeding with production despite things being on strike. So, Andor Season 2. I have not watched Andor, but everybody I know has watched it and loves it. So it's like, oh, sorry about your bad second season already.
Yeah.
But, everything else has basically been shut down. Production on new Game of Thrones stuff has been shut down because George R.R. Martin is like in support of the WGA. It's shut down Succession.
Stranger Things season 5 is getting shut down.
It said to shut down Severance. Like all of like the big stuff that everybody's watching basically has currently been shut down because of the strike. So that's funny.
Yep.
So I am extremely looking forward to some of the worst garbage you've ever seen in your entire life. It's gonna be really fun.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait for reviews to come in for new things. This is gonna be interesting. I think more than the old one because of the advent of how popular social media and the internet is.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You'll be able to spread how bad their TV is so much faster.
And they're gonna do underhanded things like try to hire amateurs on social media and stuff.
Sure, and just get their shit absolutely rocked. Yeah.
Yeah. Like every like big YouTuber or like, you know, reviewer of anything who like writes fan casts about stuff, they're gonna be sending pitches out to those guys being like, hey, do you want to work for us and maybe get your show, like your actual idea on television?
Yeah, by the way, if you're a writer and somebody does that to you, do not accept that deal.
Do not.
Because when the strike is over, you're never going to get any work ever again.
Yeah, no, you're gonna be done forever. And,
you will be a scab. You will be labeled a scab and blacklisted, and you will never get any work ever again. It's not worth it.
Yep, nope, don't don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't be a scab. Don't cross picket line.
Also, it is way more entertaining to watch them squirm, so you have that going for you.
That's correct.
Remember, in that situation, you have all the power and they have none of the power.
That's right.
Yeah, good for them. I can't wait to see what happens.
It's just very, very funny to watch the announcement come in and everybody simultaneously realize how bad TV is about to be. Yes, very funny. I love that.
Everyone who remembers. Poor Heroes. It could have been good.
Heroes was great, and then it wasn't.
And it very much was not good. Next. Rumor, allegedly, rumor. Final Fantasy 16 banned in Saudi Arabia for reported explicit gay scene.
I want to tell you people a very funny story. When this allegedly rumor, broke and was posted on Twitter.com, no less than 3 people came and posted it directly to the Discord over the course of like 3.5 hours because our audience knows us that well. They're like, you like the idea of gay sex in your Final Fantasy? And I'm like, yes, I do. Thank you.
Well, go on. Tell me more.
Go on. There might actually be some life in this fucking video game, man. Fucking video game. I hope. I really hope so. That would immediately make me care again. Frankly, Square Enix should just advertise it. Be like, fuck yeah, we put gay sex in it.
Imagine 16 comes out and like it just runs like you would expect any of the Final Fantasy to come out.
Sure.
And it gets to a point where Clive just like grabs some dude and he just like pins him to a wall, and they just
he's
start
just like, I
out.
Need you carnally now, and it's like, yes,
and then it's just like it's never like it was never brought up at all. It just suddenly happens.
It's just a hat. I hope so. I don't think it's Clive because Clive's got a love interest in that extremely generic looking woman. But it could be anybody. God, I'm so excited. I actually care about 16 again. I really hope this is true. I really, really need this one to be true. I doubt it's that explicit, but I will take 2 men kissing, or 2 women kissing. Hell, I'll take 2 women kissing, especially. And just like, the flash of a butt cheek, Mass Effect style, right?
Yeah.
Like, and that alone would make me just like, would have me hooting and hollering outside like a fucking dingo.
But
right?
that's like 2 men kissing would count as explicit.
That's
as
of
far
course.
as like censors are concerned, like
in Saudi Arabia, any degree of homosexual content in anything is considered explicit, mind you.
I love the idea that it's like explicit.
It's just gay porn for 10 and a half minutes. Yeah, absolutely.
It's like, no, there's no like floating through like, or diving through like the fireflies like an FF10. Like, no, you're gonna see that mattress shake.
That headboard gonna be hitting the back of the wall. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like,
it's gonna cut over like the rest of this party, like in the in room next to him, like sitting wide eyed awake. Like,
I just want to go. Clive just laying there, just like I just want to go to sleep.
Like, are they gonna be done soon? Like, come on.
No. It has to be.
The dog's barking.
Exactly as long and awkward as the fucking scene in Watchmen.
Yeah. God,
right? Yeah. I need it to be that. I want to be deeply uncomfortable when it's over. But then I would actually run. When does Final Fantasy 16 come out?
June.
During Pride, baby. Let's go.
Oh fuck, that's next month. God damn it.
Yeah, the gay Final Fantasy is coming out during Pride. Let's fucking go. I sure wish it had a couple more colors in it to make up for that rainbow. But you know what? It's fine. If there's gay sex, by God, we're back on board. We're back to caring about 16, guys.
I want the scene to last so long that even gay men are like, all right, wrap it up.
All right, wrap it up. Nobody actually lasts this long in the real world. Come on, guys.
Like, I was enjoying the video game. Like, this cutscene is going on for a really long time.
Just tapping their watch, like, come on.
It's like, and you press the start, but it's like, this cutscene cannot be skipped.
It's the same with this cutscene cannot be skipped from Praetorium.
Yeah. It just pops up in the corner, like, what do you mean?
What? Huh? Oh, God.
Next. Ultra rare GameCube prototype with LED lighting and unique controller discovered by collector.
Neat.
This is a 2000 Nintendo Space World trade show. Has the prototype of the first GameCube. The controller is a work of art.
Please,
but I wish the GameCube style had stuck around.
Please send me a picture of this fucking thing. You can't just say that. Oh. It's not that much different from a normal GameCube.
They have no D-pad. They put the start where the D-pad is.
Yeah.
They have the A and B button there. There's no start button in the center. There's nothing in the center.
Very weird. It's not that different. I mean, I see the differences, but it's not as different as I was expecting. Something way more like a fucking spaceship. It
looks narrower than a regular GameCube controller.
Yeah. It definitely looks very flimsy. Like, look how skinny it is.
Yeah. I would have despised the start button being there.
No, yeah, that's a bad idea. That's just like asking somebody's muscle memory from playing a PlayStation to fuck them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
did you ever see, it reminds me of, did you ever see that picture of a bootleg Xbox controller that doesn't have analog sticks?
No, what? What? Huh?
Someone, I wish it's not like very popular, but hold on. It's just exactly what it's like, a bootleg controller where like there's no analog, it's just the D-pad on it.
But how do you play Xbox games? Xbox games,
I don't know.
Really, no, Ben. Xbox games really need the analog stick.
I know they do.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Do you think that somebody else didn't know? Like, how do you play an Xbox video game without the analog stick?
The response to it was, bro got the Xbox 180.
Yeah, no.
And that's what this makes me think of.
Yeah.
You got the Nintendo Game Square.
Yeah, no, we definitely need to take that one back to R&D, boys.
But on the GameCube itself, I love the little window where you can see the disc.
Yeah, I wish they had kept that. That's fun.
That's really cool.
Mm-hmm. I wonder. I will say, I mean, the fact that discs are read by light, like you need, like it's a laser pointed at the bottom of the CD, and the laser is what's reading the CD, right?
Right.
So I wonder if like allowing light into the disk drive was causing a problem.
Probably. I'm sure that would have led to something.
Yeah.
Like it would have been one of those things where like it comes out this way, and then like 5 years later, GameCubes can't read discs anymore because like the light is like causing something inside of it like to not register correctly. Yeah,
or it could be that like that having a thinner plate right there would have compromised the GameCube's famous indestructibility, right? Yeah. You have a very thin place of plastic right there, and that's an obvious failure point if you drop your GameCube, right?
Mm-hmm.
So anything is possible, folks. Yeah. Who knows?
But yeah, no, very, very cool. They just found that it was shown off at 2000, and then there's a screenshot of like a whole lineup of them. Like they had the hostesses on, like the performers or whatever on stage, like showing them off in different colors. So there's more of them that exist out there.
Interesting.
So it would be cool to like track down all of them and see what happened to them. I don't know if it works. I don't know if it can actually read a disc and like play a modern GameCube game now.
Yeah,
I would be interested in finding that out.
Yeah, same.
Next, just a few more here. Double Dragon Gaiden: Rise of the Dragons announced for PS5, Xbox Series, PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC.
Cool. Are you a bad enough dude?
It is a Double Dragon game with roguelike elements.
Huh.
Which I don't know how that's gonna work, but I'm
that's I'm sitting here thinking about that, like, but how that work though? I guess it could be interesting. Like a roguelike beat 'em up could be interesting.
I'm guessing like the levels, because like you do level transitions in beat 'em up sometimes. Like you go to like a different, like you go inside a building or whatever. Sure. Like those layouts are different. There's different enemy placements in them.
Interesting.
The trailer doesn't show off a lot of like the roguelike elements.
Mm-hmm.
What it does show off is they promised, I think, 16 playable characters, and they've shown off 4. They've shown off, Billy and Jimmy Lee, obviously.
Sure.
And Marion, the girlfriend that gets kidnapped. And then a new character named Martin, who is like I think he's like a former cop because he has like a riot shield with him.
Sure.
The interesting thing is that Marion has a gun.
I see. That's not very beat 'em up, but sure, why
not? Sure. So I don't know. You've seen screenshots of River City Girls, right?
Yeah.
And like how that's got Double Dragon.
Played River City Girls.
Yeah, but like that's got Double Dragon characters in it. Like it has Marion in it.
Yeah.
And she's infamously like super buff and like just completely ripped. This one, she kind of looks more like she looks exactly like Ashley from RE4. Like she's wearing an orange sleeveless sweater.
That's unfortunate. That's a downgrade.
But she does have a bazooka.
Well,
so
good for her. I would rather have a big buff lady than a bazooka, but that's just me.
Yeah, but with 12 other characters apparently, you'll probably get one.
Oh, God willing.
Yeah, there's enough in there for that.
There's enough buff ladies for everyone, folks.
Yeah. I'm very excited for this. I still need to play Shredder's Revenge.
Oh yeah, someday.
Yeah. But last but not least, PlayStation Showcase 2 2023 to air within the next few weeks.
Not just within the next few weeks. Literally the day I'm gonna be on a plane for 8.5 hours. Like, what's your fucking problem, Sony? Literally the fucking day that I am gonna be traveling, Sony's like, well, time for our not E3 presentation. I'm like, why? Hey, Sony, why? Can I catch a break just this once? I would like to watch. Like, I know that they don't probably have a lot to show. There's almost certainly gonna be another fucking Final Fantasy 16 trailer. But like
the last one before it comes out.
The last, probably, yeah. They definitely will have a 16 trailer just to have like a launch trailer, you know. But I don't really know what else they could show. I have no idea what else Sony could show. I hope they have something. They have Spider-Man, potentially Wolverine.
We need a Spider-Man trailer because I am
that's supposed
sick.
To be out, this will be out in September.
I am sick to death of seeing that screenshot. If I have to see that shot of Peter and Miles standing next to each other again, I'm gonna fucking throw up.
I need to see something else, goddammit.
I need to see a little bit more.
I need to see slightly more of the video game, thank you.
It's like that fucking shot from The Whale, okay? I get it. There's gotta be more to it.
There has to be more to it than this. My God. Yeah, absolutely. But I don't like, other than Wolverine and Spider-Man, I don't know what else. Maybe they'll come out swinging with new shit. I fucking hope so.
The only thing they can show off at this point is new shit. You know,
yeah,
like they're really,
who knows?
They really don't have much
for like sequel shit. No,
I'm trying to think like Yakuza 8. They could
That'd
show
be
off
nice.
like Dragon 8. I don't know.
That would be cool.
There's nothing coming out.
I don't know. They need to show something desperately.
There's the odds are fairly good, I think, that we're gonna see a lot of crap we kind of don't really care about.
Oh, almost certainly.
There's gonna be one new thing that's gonna wreck our lives until it comes out.
Square Enix is doing their own thing, right?
Okay, so yeah, the reason I put this article on the docket is because it includes a link to a tweet from Jeff Grubb, who is
that has
showing
a list
off
of
the schedule for summer games, which includes shit in September and December, which I don't think counts as summer.
That's not summer anymore, Jeff.
It doesn't count.
No.
So May 25th, PlayStation Showcase. Then June 7th, Tribeca Festival. June 8th, Summer Game Fest. 9 and 10, key 3 days of play. Again,
Suspicious.
like we talked about a little while ago, the body is still warm.
Please. Please don't do this to them.
June 11th, Xbox Bethesda and Starfield Direct. June 12th, Ubisoft Forward. What are they going to show off?
They literally have nothing. They're like on death's door. They're probably going to like come up on stage and be like, so we're auctioning everything here today.
Yeah. They're gonna show up and like the host's gonna turn his pockets out and be like, there was nothing in here, sorry.
We ain't got nothing, folks. We might finally... We have another trailer for Skull and Bones that's never coming out.
We rented the space and we found out it's actually more expensive to cancel, so you know,
Rainbow Six Siege. Bye. That's it. That's all I got.
June 25th, Summer Games Concert. 27th through 19th, GDC Showcase. July 20th, 23rd, San Diego Comic-Con. August 10th through 13th, QuakeCon. What's going to be shown up at QuakeCon?
Rewind. Comic-Con does not count as part of Summer of Gaming.
Comic-Con is not Summer of Games. That doesn't count.
That's its own thing. That doesn't count. You're cheating. Jeff, shut the fuck up.
They might show video game trailers at Comic-Con. You don't get to count that as Summer Gaming.
You don't get to count that as part of Summer Gaming. No. Sorry, man.
August 11th, THQ Nordic. 23rd to 27th, Gamescom. September, Nintendo Live.
Gamescom is also not part of Summer of Gaming. Now we have completely lost... No, we've lost the thread. We're not in Summer anymore. Who cares?
This doesn't count.
No, Gamescom is not part of the Summer of Gaming, guys.
Now, granted, Jeff Grubb posted this list, not Jeff Keighley.
Yeah, well, no, yeah, I know. Jeff Grubb has a dog's brain.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he thinks anything. He's like, anything is a Summer of Gaming. Bark, 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 you know?
September 24th, 27th, Tokyo Game Show, and then December 8th, Game Awards. That's not even close to the summer of gaming.
Not even close, Jeff.
Not
Go back. D- see me after class. You have no idea when seasons begin and end. We're well into winter at that point, Jeff. Come on.
Also, the PlayStation Showcase is week of May 25th because they have not announced an official date yet, and this is the latest week it could be on.
I see.
So It could be earlier. You might be here for it.
It would be nice if it was the day before so that I could actually watch it with everybody. That would be nice, but we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
So E3 is so dead. It's dead forever.
I feel really bad.
It is bad.
Because I used to get really, really excited for E3.
It was like a good time. It was 4 days usually of like conferences that were good or bad, but it was still like a fun time to just kind of sit around and shoot the shit with your friends and watch trailers all day and get on a Twitch call. And now it's over, and now we have this shit spread out for months. And
it felt like most of the big companies had finally learned from Microsoft, which was just show trailers. Just show a ton of fucking trailers. Literally right there at the end, they were just showing trailers constantly. It's like, this is great. This is exactly what we all wanted. We don't need you to interview the art director for this game. No. We want you to show off the game.
No, and then suddenly everything went horribly wrong.
We don't need a guy telling us that he's very excited to show off his new and unique concept that he's been working on. Just show us the concept.
That's correct.
We get that you're excited. You're making it. That's obvious.
Yeah, it's COVID ruined everything.
Are we gonna be back for the Game Awards?
No. I'm already gonna tell you right now. Probably not. Probably not. The last Game Awards was so bad and demoralizing that I'm just like, no, you can't trick me again, Keeley. Maybe if the Muppets are there. If the Muppets host the entire goddamn Game Awards, yes.
We need to know which Muppet is there is going to just help us decide whether we stream the Game Awards.
One Muppet, not enough. At this point, they all got to be there. Otherwise, I'm not. Even if it's Kermit fucking the Frog. I'm sorry, Kermit. You were at the coronation. You're already on thin fucking ice, buddy. So like it's got to be the whole gang, or at least like the most major of them, right? So like Kermit, Fozzie, Piggy, Gonzo, right? Mm-hmm. Otherwise, no. Sorry. And they have to host the whole show.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I don't care. So, because like last time, it was just like, no, I'm sorry. It was a miserable experience. I had no fun for the vast majority of it. So I am not going to be tricked by Jeff Keighley again.
But Sarah, maybe Transformers will be good though.
Transformers is not going to be good, Ben.
Maybe it'll be good though.
I have seen the rumors about Transformers, and I don't think Transformers is going to be good.
You can't take this from me. I need it to be good. I'm gonna be fucking Homer with the sandwich when that game comes out.
Yeah. It has to be good. It has to, but what if it's good though?
What if it's good though?
Oh god.
Did you hear that Starfield might be bad?
No.
I can't have that.
I can't have that. I'll die. I can't do it. I can't.
Like,
I need it to be good, though.
Redfall came out too early. Starfield will probably come out too early. Yeah, we knew that.
But, like, how too early? The question, like, Fallout 4 was out too early. But, like, I put 1,500 hours, 2,500 hours in Fallout 4. So, like, how too early are we talking? Though, right? Like a year too early? Or, like, 2 years too early? There's a difference.
Yeah. Like, am I gonna lose the entire floor when I walk into a room? Yeah, or is it gonna be like, oh, this stuff jiggled around?
We'll see. I'm very nervous. Especially after fucking Redfall. Jesus Christ, what a disaster. They're gonna kill Arcane. They're gonna take that studio out back and put it down like Old Yeller.
Yup. Bye,
and
Arcane.
be like, don't look, Harvey Smith. Turn away, Harvey Smith. It'll
this
be
is
okay.
for your own good.
Oh, it's so sad. They're never gonna make another immersive sim ever. They're gonna make.
No.
They're gonna be in the try to make Redfall good minds, the way they did with Fallout 76. And didn't really succeed with Fallout 76 either, even though I kind of like that game now.
They succeeded too late.
Too late, way too late. No,
they're gonna
not enough.
Yeah,
that game has no content in it, and they're never adding more. So
Redfall is gonna be that. Is that they're gonna make it a good game 3 months before it's done.
That's correct. It's like, oh, crazy. And then they're gonna take Arcane out back and just shoot it. And it's gonna be like, oh, okay, so we're never getting like another Dishonored or anything like that. We just have to put up with this shit forever. Okay.
Nope. It's done.
Well, I'm looking forward to Harvey Smith and other Arcane founders starting a Kickstarter.
yeah. I can't wait until I don't fucking know what's a good synonym for Dishonored.
Oh God. Shamed. They're gonna call our game Shamed.
I can't wait for Shamed, unalived of the pariah.
Yeah, it's that's what's gonna happen. They're gonna make a fucking Kickstarter game, and they're gonna start that trailer with from the creators of Dishonored and Prey, and it's like, oh, okay, I see what's going on here.
Look forward to a year from now when a trailer starts with from the creators of Dishonored.
That's correct. Oh God! All right, Ben, take us home. Get us out of here. I'm losing my voice.
That'll do it for us. Thank you to Broke Free for your background music. You can follow me on Twitter at thegorgepodcast. You can also at radioinactivity. You can email us at thegorgepodcast@gmail.com. And you can join our Discord, which is always, the link is always in the show notes. Come join us, hang out with us. We watch a lot of stuff. We talk about a lot of stuff.
We play FF14 together.
Yeah, you get cool little titles and whatnot, and it's a fun time. It's a very active Discord. I really like that.
That's right. We're always talking about something, so it's a good Discord to hang out in.
It's always fun to wake up in the morning and realize I missed a conversation that I would have really liked to participate in.
Yeah, but the problem is that like half of like the people who are in the Discord are like in totally different time zones. So for them, it was like at a sane time. It's like, oh, okay, see.
But yeah, that'll do it for us. What do you got?
I'm losing my voice. My throat is starting to hurt like mid-episode, so I don't have a lot of juice for this one. So fuck the English and their tacky coronation. Fuck the monarchy. More specifically, fuck the monarchy. Like, it's extremely cringe to still have a monarchy in 2023 and to spend that much money on your tacky coronation.
Aren't you guys embarrassed to still have a king and a queen?
Isn't that so embarrassing for you to still have a king and a queen and like spend like 30 million pounds on a fucking coronation when nobody can pay their heating and stuff? Like, that's really embarrassing for you guys, you know?
I saw a tweet of him like in the crown, you know, and the comment was like, when you look at it, he's just a man in a hat. It's when you really think about it.
It's the famous Christopher Eccleston Instagram quote, which is "Parasite in chief in her idiot hat." Yeah. Like, what a king. So ironically, what a king, right? Like, Eccleston was the real fucking deal. And I saw that one on Twitter, or on Tumblr, of somebody posted the picture of him in his fucking stupid hat and his robe. Yeah. And somebody sure as hell had captioned it with "idiot in chief" in his idiot cap. Yeah. It's like, yeah, perfect. Thank you.
But like at the end of the day, he didn't do anything.
He didn't do anything.
He's just a man in a hat.
He's just a guy in a hat, and like, it's all so stupid. Yeah. And like, the thing that always like really, like, I saw pictures from it. I obviously did not watch it. I'm not a freak. Right. But I saw pictures from it on Twitter. And the thing that always just like really like boggles me is just how cheap everything looks.
Yeah.
Right? Like, everything looks like it's from a fucking party city.
Everything looks like rental equipment.
Right? Exactly. Like, the shit these people were wearing would not be acceptable on the background extras of any given HBO, like, medieval show.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, the extras on Game of Thrones were better dressed than these assholes. Not to, to say nothing of, like, the main characters. Like,
the main characters.
Yeah.
Of the coronation.
The main characters of the coronation were not dressed as good as the background characters on an episode of fucking Game of Thrones from 6 years ago. Right?
Yeah.
And it's just like, that's what really stuns me the most out of all of this, was just how cheap and tacky everything looks. None of it looks luxurious or royal or anything like that. It all just looks stupid.
I'm gonna end it on a dark note and say they probably did that because they know he's not gonna be around much longer.
Oh no, he's 74 years old, and he's like an old British guy whose like fingers are like swollen to fuck, and he has like, so many bad like health problems probably already.
They're like, he's got like 5 years in the tank. We don't need to bring out the good stuff.
Oh, tops, right? Like, and like fucking Diana put a curse on him before she died, of course. So like, one day that curse is gonna come back and drag his ass to hell. So like, no, this is gonna be an extremely short-lived king. And then we're gonna have to go through this whole rigmarole again. It's gonna suck ass. So, sorry everyone. Abolish the monarchy.
Yep. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.